It's game time. Mini.
In a time before COVID, I would always go to a friend's house and they'd ask me, "Where's your Switch?" When it comes to my friend group, Joy-Cons and Pro Controllers can be a bit pricey, so they always wanted me to bring mine. Not only that, but I was never a big digital games person, but there are so many cheap ones on the Switch that I've really come around to it. I'll hype these games up to friends, but then they ask me to show them and I'd have nothing. This was when I knew I needed a case, but I didn't want to break the bank. That's why I ordered Orsley's carry case for $18 to see if it was worth it. This case allows you to take your Switch, Joy-Cons, an extra pair/cables, and up to 8 Nintendo Switch games on the go. And with how small Switch games are, you can even take extra SD cards in case you have a big library and are going on a long trip. You can use these straps to secure your Switch in place, and there is a soft material on the back of this flap so it doesn't scratch the Switch's screen. I wouldn't want to repeatedly have it fall on the screen, but it hasn't done any damage to mine. The case itself is encased in a harder plastic than you'd think. Just listen to me knocking on it. While there is a handle on the end, I highly doubt you're going to be using it. It's much easier to palm it if you need to put it in your backpack. Also, while the handle is safe to use, it just looks too flimsy. Thankfully though, it's not. I tugged at the handle while applying pressure on the case, and it didn't give. I just trust myself more to palm it or hold it with two hands rather than using the handle. Now, while the plastic does seem durable, I wouldn't recommend using this as a doorstop or anything. Nor would I recommend tossing this around like a football. It seems good enough to get you where you're going, but this isn't going to turn into a "I dropped my Switch from the Empire State Building" kind of video. Thankfully, I'm only using this to travel on trains or shorter car rides, but I don't know if I'd trust taking this on a plane or having to route around a ton of luggage to get it. I think the actual case would protect it, but having the case get tossed around is what worries me. My concern is the straps that secure the Switch in place. See, secure is a strong word. While it seems to be secure at first glance, there's a fair amount of room in this case, and that worries me a lot. Another problem I have is with this pouch up here. So before I mentioned that you can put Joy-Cons in there as well as cords, but sadly you can't put the power cable in there. It just doesn't fit. Also, Pro Controllers are out of the question. Also, as you can see, I'm laying Joy-Cons out the long way. You don't have to do it like that. On the actual products page itself, it shows you how they should be lined up. So to be fair, it's not as if they lied, putting, photoshopping any kind of, power cords or Pro Controllers in there. But still, you are buying a case that's a bit on the small side. So for me, at least when it comes to the power cable, that really is frustrating. But now let's move on to something that's a little bit more positive before we wrap this one up. I've actually started using this case in an unexpected way. My travel schedule has definitely decreased because of COVID, so I've ended up using it around the house. If I need to bring my Switch from room to room, I'd rather it be in the case in the off chance that something ends up happening to it. So would I recommend this case? Yeah, but with an air of caution. Just because this is a case doesn't mean it's foolproof. You're getting what you paid for, and I'm fine with that. It's definitely a good case for light travel. If you want to pick this case up, there are affiliate links in the description box down below.